when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying, oh, when it's time to lend a hand.
In the way they approach issues of governance. For instance, when our people don't know what is contained in the manifesto, you begin to wonder what they go out there to tell the Zambian people. So I think that will be an area where we'll be able to assist in terms of sensitization. The issues of the council, the quasi-council that you talked about, I think this was an idea which was there. I think even pre-independence times, we used to have junior mayors, in those days. It's not a completely new idea. It's an idea that has existed in the past. Perhaps what we need to do is just see how it can be packaged, looking at the dynamics of the times, so that it can be able to properly interface with the young people. I think in terms of involvement of youths in the formulation of bylaws and all those things, I think the challenge should actually be with the youths themselves. You must be able as young people to take keen interest of what is happening in your local area. For instance, we were talking about council meetings. A lot of these young people don't know that council meetings can be attended for free. The only thing they'll not give you maybe is the biscuits and the allowances that they get.
Only allowances.
But if they are kind, they will extend even the tea to you. You are more than welcome to attend those council meetings. If you are a person who wants to participate in the political space of your country, you must begin to look at participating in terms of attending. Go to parliament and then go to the council chamber and see how debates are done. Because even if we give you the go-ahead for the quasi-council, that how are you going to conduct it if you don't know how to say order? You don't know how to say resume your seat. You see, all those things you'll be able to observe them by attending council meetings. So the challenge really is with the young people themselves. And above all, like I said, young people help us by being patriotic. You have a responsibility in every revolution, because you see, we are facing tougher times today. And the times we are in require a revolutionary approach. And in every revolution, there are casualties. I heard my young man there worrying about being chased from school, being chased from work. Those dangers are always inherent in every struggle. Even during Kaunda's time, some of the people did not finish school because they were chased from school. At UNZA where you are, or CBU where you are, there are students who have been chased from school. But the reasons for which they have been chased, those of you who are still in school are benefiting. Yes. Because somebody decided to stand up for the right thing. So when you are on the right side of history, don't be scared of what the consequences may be. That is the patriotism that we are talking about. Think of posterity. What will posterity think? How is it going to judge you? Did you do, supposing Kaunda and the Nkumbulas and the Kapwekwezi chose to just sit back, where could we have been? In South Africa, they were much, much more brutal. If the group of Nelson Mandela and his colleagues chose to sit back.
I think they do not know about these things. Now that, even when he was calling me, I didn't even want to come. I said, what am I going to do with the youth? Because I'm participating for the first time, actually.
Sure.
I didn't know that this would change our mindsets into thinking that the 15% that you always wanted, we should, as a party, include you. The 15% out of 28, we're talking about 4.5. Now the half, I think we can round it off to 5.
Yes.
Out of 28, which is an achievable thing.
Sure.
You can easily do that. But only thing that I want to do is, I want to ask you youths, is that when you are picked, when you are adopted, you should always say, okay, let me take that chance. We did in 2016. If you look at the number of councillors that are in the council, some of them are youths. We just forced them. No, please, the party will definitely, as he had put it, the party usually supports. But if you don't have the zeal, if you don't have anything to say, or if you don't have finances, usually people refrain. No, in fact, in a sharp issue, not fishing. But we would like to encourage you youths that please take up the challenges. Us as a party, I don't know, my brother there, I don't know, because we are talking about Yafisha Sada number 15. As for Patriotic Front, we are definitely going to give you 5.
Thank you.
In 2021.
Thank you.
But with that, I don't know for my brother whether you are going to give it 2. Because you are complaining that they are easily bought by the ruling party. The youths also see, they also have eyes. They see the number of document projects that have been done by the Patriotic Front or by the ruling party. Yes, individually they may say, no, they have been bought and what have you, but we also look at the number of projects that we had signed with the people. For example, if I've got a manifesto, that is a social contract. Manifesto for the party is a social contract on its own. But individual social contracts, it becomes difficult. Because even the councillors, MPs, the mayors, they will depend on the political manifesto, which they feel, for me, the political party have already issued this. It's a social contract on its own. But individually, if there was a chance whereby each individual was going to finance himself or herself, it becomes easy for you to do that. It will be a challenge, it's an advocacy issue that will take time. But I would still want to encourage you that you please do likewise, involve even other political parties. Political parties, I'm talking about even FFDD, MMD, UPND, and also PF. Major political parties have a social, you can have the same workshop with them so that they can also understand. Not only the two of us, include even those other people. Me, I didn't understand it as I've already put it. I didn't know exactly what I was going to learn from this, what skills I'm going to get, whatever. I didn't know, but now I think I've got a clear picture. I will even encourage my fellow friends that no, I think these people are not a political, it's not a political party as such. They are not fighting a ruling party. Instead, they are trying to educate, they are trying to inculcate information into our friends or any other political party. I think you go miles, and we, us as
When we stand together as
point I heard brother indicating that it has been a learning point. I think at the age of 18, we are able to get, what is that kama?
NRC.
At the age of 18?
Voters card.
Right? Meaning, at the age of 18, we can stand for an election or we can volunteer for someone to represent us. I'm trying to emphasize that as youths, we need to stand our ground. We need to claim our space. We need to be where we want to be. And the government has recognized that. That's why at the age of 18, you have got that voter's card. Please, if you have it, keep it safe. It's an asset. But I also want to agree that this meeting seems to understand that it is about love. Patriotism, right? It is about love. It is also about appreciating that this is the land I belong to. It is also about devotion of what do I do for this land. We need to devote ourselves. What do I do for this land which I belong to? Then there must be also a sense of attachment. Can you buy an attachment? Can you buy love? Can you buy devotion? So you find that everything is going almost free, but it is going with your full sense of responsibility to say, I need to be this in my country. So I think that's the importance of patriotism. I want to also agree, I think that decentralization of this ministry is critical. I think that description of the recommendation is very, very important, and I feel that the organization that is leading in this should actually escalate that higher, so that locally we should have ministry. That ministry should have a dual report, like my brother indicated. Let the DC know what Ministry of Youth, Child and Sport is doing. Whatever, I think there could be change in terms of terminology. But at the end of the day, it is not also just about having that office, but we should hold that office accountable to what it is supposed to do, to the youth of Zambia. Because it is an arm of government which should serve the youth. So I think everything will come, I think, easy at that stage. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to indicate that, like the quasi-structure, you indicated, ED, in your presentation that I think this might start on school. But I believe as you escalate this arrangement, try also to see how you can also cover the people in the street, because these are the people that are very vulnerable to the issues that we are talking about. You know, the issue of vote buying, the issue of vandalism, violence during elections. These are the same people that are becoming tools, or that are transformed into tools during that period. And this is the picture that we want to raise. So try to see how you can also engage them during this quasi-structure that is going to be formed. So other than this, I think we give you a lot of support in terms of, from the civil society perspective. I think we're also behind you. We will also keep our open door policy existing so that we can still coordinate and collaborate in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think I would first and foremost appreciate Future Preneur to have actually engaged me as one of the facilitators. Last week I was teaching in relation to issues of governance, where we had the multi-stakeholder political interparty dialogue. What usually came out, I was emphasizing on perseverance and consistency. I even gave an example of President Michael Chikwueze, who was consistent. He persevered until he became a president. That is a trend we should also embrace. Then within your youth manifesto, you should also ensure that on the access to employment and land include the climate resilient adaptation because climate change is for real, and it's us young people who have to make sure that we harness the natural resources that God has given us abundantly, because our children will judge us harshly. So include it within your youth manifesto. On decentralization, again, be inclusive. Okay, do it in line with youth policy, but also don't forget about disability. Let it also come out, because those people can also be in politics, so that we can talk about their physical challenges. So that should also come out. Lastly, we should also look at promotion of village industry. We used to have village industry service as a basis of embracing local content. We are talking about young people using the local resources and supplying to the mines, rather than, of course, letting other suppliers from outside. But let's look what is the local content that we can use to add value to whatever resources that youths can have access to. So that's like my colleague said, we shall be in solidarity. We shall continue with networking and ensure that, of course, ActionAid is trying to spread this data codes to other areas. So be able to assist one another so that Mufulira must be heaven for change. Thank you so much.
So then,
Good afternoon once more.
Good afternoon.
I am representing Futurepreneur Zambia, and I would like to thank the civil society organizations, the political parties that are present here for actually attending this forum and for the recommendations that you have given us. I think as Futurepreneur we'll take it up and then we'll work on what you have suggested and work on what is not necessary, what is needed, and everything else we have heard.